National parks are some of the most awe-inspiring places on Earth, but they're also home to some of the most extreme and unpredictable weather. From record-breaking heat waves, to hurricane-force winds, to frozen tundras, these parks show us the raw power of nature in ways both beautiful and terrifying. Today, we'll explore the wildest weather in national parks and uncover why these places are home to such extremes. Our first stop is Mount Washington in New Hampshire, part of the White Mountain National Forest. While it's not technically a national park, it is part of a national forest and it's absolutely awesome, so for this video, I'm counting it in. The mountain's fame stems from its reputation as having the world's worst weather. Its summit is a meeting point for 3 major storm tracks, creating conditions where wind speeds regularly exceed 100 miles per hour, and temperatures can plummet to negative 50 degrees Fahrenheit. The average temperature is only 27 degrees, and average wind speeds are 35 miles an hour. Mount Washington also attracts adventurers from all over the world. But if you're gonna hike it, be prepared for rapidly changing weather and check the forecast ahead of time because it's not uncommon for snowstorms to hit even in July. But when the weather does clear, the summit rewards visitors with panoramic views of New England's rugged beauty, making the climb well worth the effort. Now, if you thought this place was awesome, be sure to stick around till we see park number 4, because that was the one that I thought was the most incredible, and Mount Washington is like a tiny preview to this. But first, we have to make our next stop, and it is to a much warmer climate, Death Valley National Park, one of the most barren yet mysterious landscapes in the United States. Spanning over 3 million acres, Death Valley is a land of extremes. It is the hottest place on Earth, and also one of the driest, receiving less than 2 inches of rain per year. On July 10, 1913, Death Valley set the record for the highest air temperature ever recorded, 134 degrees Fahrenheit. Even today, temperatures regularly soar above 120 degrees during the summer months.
It's hard to describe the heat here, but one way I can describe it is that everybody has a household oven. Turn that oven onto the highest temperature, let it heat up for a while, and then open the door, stick your face near it, and you feel that rush of that just hot, dry air coming out of your oven. That's what it feels like here. But a normal day in Death Valley, the wind is blowing, it's 120, 125 degrees, sometimes 130 degrees, and you have that forceful hot air blowing on you. Instantly evaporates the sweat that's coming off your body, instantly dries your clothes. You reach behind your ears and on your neck, and you wonder how all that crystallized salt got there, and that's you sweating without even realizing it. That's how hot Death Valley is in the summer.
So what is it that makes Death Valley so scorching? Well, the answer is largely its location. Death Valley is situated in a deep basin surrounded by high mountain ranges. This makes it an environment that is prone to trapping lots of hot air. Combine that with the fact that the area experiences minimal rainfall, clear skies, and a sun that seems to hang directly overhead, and you've got the recipe for one of the most inhospitable places on the planet. The basin, known as Badwater Basin, is the lowest point in North America at an elevation of 282 feet below sea level. But Death Valley isn't just a furnace, it is also a place of beauty. Its dry climate creates crystal clear skies, making it one of the best places in the United States for stargazing. And somehow, life here has found a way to thrive.
I think the name gives people enough of a negative impression that it allows them to be pleasantly surprised when they see there's water, when they see there's oasis, when they see there's plants and animals that do survive here. That's a very positive. So that many people are like, well, why do you call it Death Valley? There's actually life here. We recently had comments in the visitor center where people said it should be called a hiker's paradise. And of course, living here as long as I have, I do think it is a hiker's paradise.
Now we move on to the Gulf Coast. Everglades National Park is a place in Florida where extreme weather comes in the form of hurricanes. Everglades is a vast and diverse wilderness unlike anything else in the world. It's the largest subtropical wetland in North America, spanning over 1.5 million acres, and it is often called the River of Grass because of its slow-moving waterways full of sawgrass. And it is also a land shaped by and adapted for hurricanes. Hurricanes bring heavy rains and winds that can exceed 100 miles per hour, reshaping the landscape with each passing storm. Yet this ecosystem is uniquely adapted to such events. For example, the mangrove trees act as a natural buffer, protecting the inland areas from storm surges. And as it would turn out, this protection is vital.
We're here in Flamingo and the southern tip of the mainland peninsula of Florida. And we're right here alongside Florida Bay. So we're right along the coast, right at sea level.
The Flamingo Visitor Center has been hit several times by hurricanes, and the whole ground floor has been flooded up to as high as 10 feet.
Summer of 2005, we had back-to-back hurricanes. We had Hurricane Katrina in August, and then 2 months later, we had Hurricane Wilma in October. They had pretty severe winds, but the biggest piece was the storm surge tides that really damaged a lot of the infrastructure here in Flamingo.
But hurricanes are only a small part of what makes the weather in the park so extreme. Certain areas of the Everglades also routinely have fires sweep through the area, and believe it or not, the environment actually depends on it. The Everglades remind us that even the most destructive forces can play a vital role in maintaining ecological balance, because this park is home to an incredible array of wildlife. These animals include American alligators, manatees, and even the elusive Florida panther. For all its wild weather, the Everglades remains a place of unparalleled ecological importance, and as a reminder of nature's resilience and variety. Now we get to my personal favorite park on this list. Our final stop is Wrangell St. Elias National Park and Preserve in Alaska. It is the largest national park in the United States. Covering over 13 million acres, it is a vast wilderness full of superlatives and wild weather. The park has some of the most dramatic landscapes in North America. It is home to 3 major mountain ranges and 9 of the 16 tallest peaks in the US, including Mount St. Elias, which towers at 18,008 feet. The park is also dominated by glaciers, including the largest Piedmont Glacier in North America, and one of the largest non-polar ice fields in the entire world. Adding to its rugged beauty, Wrangell St. Elias also features several active volcanoes, making it a place where there is an incredible interplay of fire and ice. Moving on, this park's weather is defined by extremes. Winter temperatures can drop as low as -60 degrees Fahrenheit, and its vast glaciers constantly shift and reshape the landscape. Wrangell St. Elias is also one of the few places where you can see active volcanoes and expansive ice fields in the same park. Still, despite its remote location and extreme weather, the park is teeming with life. The park's diverse ecosystems, ranging from coastal areas to alpine tundra, support an incredible array of wildlife. Large mammals like grizzly bears, black bears, and moose thrive in the park, while caribou migrate across its expansive terrain. Wolves, mountain goats, and Dall sheep are also commonly seen, particularly in higher elevations, while the wetlands and rivers attract waterfowl and bald eagles. The park's pristine wilderness is not only a haven for wildlife, but also a magnet for adventurers seeking solitude and connection with nature. Whether exploring glaciers, hiking through alpine meadows, or rafting wild rivers, Wrangell St. Elias offers an unparalleled experience of Alaska's raw, untamed beauty. And at night, the park offers one of the best views of the Northern Lights, a breathtaking display of nature's artistry in this frozen frontier. It really does seem like an absolutely wild place untouched by man, with incredible beauty and incredible weather. These parks show us the incredible diversity of our planet, from the scorching heat of Death Valley to the frozen wilderness of Alaska. Each one is a reminder of how powerful weather can be, but also it shines a light on the incredible resiliency and ability of life to adapt to thrive in incredibly harsh conditions that we may not think should support life. And speaking of this ability to thrive in unexpected conditions, did you know that there is an island on the East Coast that is full of wild horses who have learned to survive in an environment that, quite honestly, they shouldn't be able to survive in? If you'd like to hear the story of this place and how this all happened, go ahead and check out this video right here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.